Are you a beginner in the world of fashion and you've been looking for a cost effective, time saving, and a very beginner friendly way in which you can draft your basic bodice patterns? Look no further because in this video I'll be teaching you step by step ways of how you can draft a simple basic bodice pattern using freehand. Hey fashion lovers, welcome and welcome back to Daisy Fashion World, where I give helpful fashion tips and tutorials. If you're new here, you are absolutely welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our helpful tutorials. And for my returning viewers, thank you so much for your support. Okay. Also, tap the notification bell right next to the subscribe button so you'll be the first to know whenever I drop a new video. Before we begin, here are the materials you will need: fabric, tailor's chalk, measuring tape, ruler, scissors. You can also add some pins if you so desire. Make sure you have accurate body measurements ready. Measurements of yourself, your client, or whoever you want to sew. You need the measurements of the bust, shoulder width, bust point, armhole depth, and length of the body. If you don't know how to take accurate body measurements, please watch my video. I have a video on my channel where I did a detailed tutorial on how to take accurate body measurements. To begin, first fold your fabric neatly into two with the wrong sides facing out. Make sure the wrong side of the fabric is facing out. This will give you the front and back piece at the same time. Ensure to smoothen it out and remove any wrinkle. From the folded edge, measure 1 inch down. This will be your shoulder line or your start point, okay? Mark this with a chalk. You can use a ruler to mark out the line. I am here in the video, I'm using my hand to mark out the line with my chalk. The next step is to draft the neckline. From the shoulder line, mark the neck depth depending on the style you want. After that, you go ahead to mark out the neck width. In this video, I'm using 3 inches for the both of them. I use 3 inches for the width and the 3 inches for the depth, as you can see. Then I went ahead to connect with a very smooth curve. I tried my best to make the curve smooth. After doing this, you should go ahead to draft out the shoulder and the armhole. Mark the shoulder measurement from the folded edge. Then you drop your measuring tape starting from the starting line at the end of the shoulder line. Drop it down to get your armhole depth. In this tutorial, I'll be using 8 inches. The next step is to mark out the chest line. The chest line is usually gotten at the end of the armhole. For this measurement, I used 8 inches as the armhole depth, and it is from that 8 inches I will get my chest line. I mark out the chest line with a straight line. The next step is to mark out the bust point. The bust point is usually gotten 2 inches below the chest line or 2.5 inches below the chest line. So I have marked out the bust points. I will go ahead to determine or mark out the under bust point. For the under bust point, I'll place the measuring tape at the shoulder line and go down to 13 inches. I'm using 13 inches as my under bust point here. After marking it, I will rule a straight line. I've ruled a straight line. The next step is to mark out the waistline. The waistline. In this video, I'll be using 16 inches as my waistline. 16 inches. So from your shoulder line, I'll place my measuring tape on my shoulder line and mark out 16 inches. After marking it, I'll rule a straight line across. After getting the waistline, the next step is to mark out the full length of this blouse. I will do this by placing my measuring tape from the shoulder line down to 23 inches. I'm sorry, in this video I didn't know my camera wasn't capturing that point, the 23 inches point, but that was where I marked it out. 23 inches is what I used as the full length of this blouse. I am going ahead to put an indication on each line so that I would know what each line represents. The next step is to mark out the shoulder slope. We all know that our shoulders are not straight. It is usually slopey. It is slanting. So what you should do is to mark out 1 inch from the shoulder line on the armhole line. Mark out 1 inch and connect from the neckline down to that 1 inch that you have marked out on the armhole. To get our armhole curve, what we need to do is to get the midpoint of what is remaining of the armhole. Then you go in by ½ inch. After you have gotten this ½ inch, you draw a curve from the shoulder line down to the armhole depth. That is how to get your armhole. We go in by ½ inch to prevent that bulge that usually comes at the chest line when there is no tightening. So this is a form of tightening or straightening of that part of our blouse. The next step is to take our dart. To take our dart, we'll be using our nipple to nipple measurement. In this video, I'll be using 8 inches as the nipple to nipple measurement. Now I'll divide that 8 inches by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4 because our fashion fabric is on 4. Place your measuring tape on your bust point. Please note, on your bust point. From your folded edge, measure 4 inches and mark it on your bust point. Then go down to your underbust, measure 4 inches and on your waistline you measure out 4 inches. Then you go down to the blouse full length line and measure out 4 inches also. Then you draw a straight line connecting the 4 inches from the bust point down to the full length of the blouse. After you have done this, you go down from the bust point, place your measuring tape on the bust point, go down from it on that same line, that 4 inches line, measure out 1 inch. From the bust point, measure out 1 inch. This 1 inch is to prevent your sewing from being at the exact nipple point so that it will not be too pointy. Then you go down to the waistline, take out ½ inch on both sides of that nipple to nipple line. Take out ½ inch on both sides equals, take out ½ inch on both sides. Then you draw a line that will connect the ½ inch on the waist to that 1 inch below the bust point that you took out. Connect it neatly. Then from the waistline, you connect the half-inch dart intake on both sides down to the full length of the blouse. After you have done this, the next step is to take your round bodice measurements. This is the measurement around your body. Remember, the measurement we have just finished imputing is the vertical measurement. Now we are taking the horizontal measurement, that is from side to side. Now to impute our vertical measurement, I'll be using my round bust measurement. My round bust measurement is 36 inches. Now you're going to divide your round bust, whatever you have as your round bust measurement, you divide it by 4. In this case, I'll be doing 36 inches divided by 4. This will give me 9 inches, and I'll be using it at the chest line and the bust point area. But when you get to the under bust, you notice that there is that intake on that line. And remember, while sewing, if you're taking any dart, you have to replace it on the side so that there won't be any shortage. Any shortage can affect the overall outcome of your sewing. We don't want tacky sewing, so we're going to replace that dart at the under bust at the side, just like I did. So the same thing will be done at the waistline. At the waistline, remember we took out half-inch on both sides, and half-inch plus half-inch makes 1 inch. Okay, so at my waistline, I'll be using my waistline measure. My waist measurement is 30 inches. I will divide 30. I will divide 30 inches by 4, which gives me 7.5. Then I will add the 1 inch dart intake we took at the waistline, which will give me a total of 8.5. So I'll place it at 8.5 on my waistline. After this is done, I will go down to my blouse full length line. At this point, I'll be using my round hip measurement. Okay, my round hip is 40 inches. So I'll be dividing this 40 inches by 4, which is 10 inches. Then I'll mark out 10 inches. After I've done this, I'm going to connect all the points that I've taken already. Note, after taking this point, you should add 1 inch or half-inch allowance for sewing. Don't forget to add your 1 inch or half-inch allowance for sewing. This is called the seam allowance. And that's it. You've drafted the basic bodice freehand directly on fabric. So this is the end of the front block bodice pattern drafting. In my next video, I will be doing a detailed tutorial on how to draft the back bodice block. Okay, do well to watch that video. Thank you for staying tuned till now. I hope you have received value from this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on this video. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. I will answer all your questions.